So my friend Dan invites me to his new apartment for a bring-your-own-mug coffee party, which sounds about as exciting as watching paint dry, but hey, free caffeine. Dan's always been that guy who gets way too into his French press, so when his invite said, "Most unique mug wins a prize," I figured I'd spice things up a bit. I rummaged around my kitchen and finally settled on an old soup bowl with a handle I'd glued on myself, half mug, half bowl, all questionable craftsmanship. When I arrived, I realized I had severely underestimated both my friends and their commitment to mild chaos. Jenny waltzed in with a mason jar shaped like a pineapple, Steve brought a literal flower vase, and Mark brought his dog's water dish, claiming it was pre-washed. The jury's still out on that one. The pièce de resistance, though, was Sarah, who marched in balancing a small potted succulent and declared, "This is my mug now." Dan just nodded, clearly regretting his entire premise. Things escalated pretty quickly from there. Someone tried to brew coffee straight into a wine decanter, another guest poured espresso into a hollowed-out bell pepper, don't recommend, and, at one point, I saw someone sipping cold brew from an old Pringles can. The apartment started to smell like Starbucks after a tornado, and Dan just kept pouring more coffee, muttering something about embracing the madness. But the true highlight came when Sarah, with a wild look in her eye, poured a double-shot espresso right into the dirt of her potted plant, stuck in a straw, and took a triumphant slurp. The room went dead quiet. She looked around and, without missing a beat, declared, "Well, I guess that's grounds for celebration."